Alright. Hello everyone and welcome to our Final Fantasy stream. We are your hosts Jared and Mike. Today we will be playing Final Fantasy Type-0 through the PS4. Mike will be taking charge by playing Type-0, and we will be discussing our thoughts on the current events of Type-0, as well as answer any questions you may have asked through the chat. Our goal is to play to the end of the story, after which we will choose another game in the Final Fantasy library to play. We stream on Saturdays around 9 a.m. Central Time, and on Sundays from 1 p.m. Central Time for roughly an hour and a half. All of this is subject to change, and we're more than happy to hear your suggestions. So, Mike, if I remember correctly, where we left off, we're about halfway through Mission 2?
I wouldn't exactly say halfway through, but yeah, we started it.
Commander is under attack! This way! Hurry!
I'd say we're still at the beginning, so there's still a long way to go here.
Right. And this is technically like the first sanctioned mission for Class 0.
Exactly. This is where the real action begins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, when we were playing earlier in this level, we had run into our first summon that you actually have the option to fight, but generally I believe he's a little overpowered, so a lot of times you typically just want to run from him and find another way around.
Yeah, because a lot of enemies in Type-0 are really overpowered. I mean, if you look at the behemoths in the world map, they can't kill you with one hit. And it's not just the summons either. I remember there's a mission, I think it's earlier in the game, maybe chapter 4 if I'm not mistaken. Basically, it's actually part of the mission. There's a really overpowered enemy and you have to spend most of the mission running from him.
I remember, yeah, he killed about half my party.
I really don't see the point in doing that. I mean, it's true that the game has that weak spot feature, but it really doesn't work in this case. I mean, it's not like you can kill him in 5 or 6 hits.
Eidolons.
The lab monsters have escaped. You have permission to terminate them.
Actually, this part of the level here, well, right before you talk to the girl, you know, you can see that cage. It hasn't been broken yet. You can see the beats from behind. That was another part of the scene that reminded me a little bit of Crisis Core, because towards the end of that game, you actually run into an area like that. It's underneath the village with all the dumb apple trees.
Oh, I wouldn't call it the dungeon, more like a jail. At least that's what it looked. I remember, I mean, there were some really powerful enemies in there.
793rd Company,
and here's the summon again.
We've taken too much damage.
Yeah, I don't believe you have to kill this one.
I mean, the other one you didn't have to kill either. So. And another thing that I found annoying here is picking up items in the floor when there are enemies around.
Yeah.
I can't really. Okay, I can pick up the other one. Can't remember how it's supposed to do it. And I just lost marking. I mean, how am I supposed to do this? He's blocking my exit. Really?
How much health can you shave off of him?
0.
Oh, wow.
Well, I did 11. That's something.
Try leaving the level and going back in.
That's probably the best option. And I just lost 2 party members like that, and it doesn't look good. Let me just see if I can pick up this.
Next, I was going to say, see if you get him to come to you at the end over there so he'll free up the stairs.
He's not there. No. How do I switch targets? I don't remember. Okay, I suppose it's through here.
Oh, Mike, we have neglected to mention something fantastic that happened earlier this week in the world of Final Fantasy. And that is that Final Fantasy IX, our favorite game in the series, just released on PC.
Oh boy, I totally forgot about that. And that's so awesome. I mean, for me, it's by far my most favorite Final Fantasy in the series. I mean, even Sakaguchi and Uematsu agree with that.
Yeah, but both of them love that game, more so than the others. And yeah, I mean, now I've always tended to enjoy the spin-offs of the series more than the main series itself. But yeah, in terms of main series title, to me, it's always been the best.
I mean, for me, Final Fantasy 4 and 6 and 10 also come very close. I mean, some of you in the chat probably are wondering, what about Final Fantasy 7? Final Fantasy 7 for me is a great game, but for me there are others. Let's just leave it at that. I mean,
for me, Final Fantasy 7 I have the same issue with as I have with The Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time. And that issue is that unless you grew up playing the game, you're not going to really enjoy it as much. Because for me, I never got a chance to play the game until I had a 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
And by then, everything about the game felt outdated. Similar thing with 7. I actually got introduced to the series through the movie, After Children. So I liked it because there's a little bit of that familiarity. But the story felt a little sluggish, the combat did feel a little bit old. Now, I enjoyed every second of the game, but it didn't meet the expectation I had that other fans of the game had given me. And that just comes down to the fact it was like 10 years after the game came out, I actually had a chance to play it.
I mean, it's similar for me. I mean, Final Fantasy 7 was, I won't call it one of the last, but definitely one of the games that I played later in comparison to other titles in the series, and everyone just said that Final Fantasy 7 was awesome, one of the best games ever, etc., etc. And let's say I was a bit disappointed. Not that the game was bad; it was really good, but I was expecting it to be a bit more, to be honest.
All obstacles have been removed.
Also, for me, by the time I actually got around to play it, so much of the game unintentionally had been spoiled for me. Like Eris's death, I knew about that years before I ever picked up the game.
Imperial forces are retreating.
I knew pretty much everything about Sephiroth. Now, the whole fact about Cloud kind of having his whole personality disorder, you know, that was a surprise to me. That was a part of the story that I enjoyed.
I mean, for me, I would agree with you as well. I mean, I knew about Eris's death for a long time. Not exactly new, but basically, it sounds weird, but I started also with the movie, and then moved on to Dirge of Cerberus, and then Crisis Core. You can say that from the compilation, Final Fantasy VII itself was the last game I played. And basically, when I played Dirge of Cerberus and saw the movie, and I noticed that Aerith wasn't there, I pretty much suspected that Aerith was going to die sooner or later. So I wasn't really that surprised.
So we had a similar experience with it. The ordering for me was the movie, Crisis Core, then 7. Because I had several friends at high school at the time who had bought Crisis Core right when it came out, and they loved it so much, so of course I gave it a try.
But one of the things that for me was disappointing in 7 were the mini-games. I mean, I know it's probably a lot of people don't agree with, but mini-games for me, I enjoy them as long as they're optional, not mandatory. And Final Fantasy 7 just has too many mandatory mini-games. And the fact that some of them aren't that great didn't help either. I mean, I remember there was the submarine minigame. That was really confusing, and to this day I still don't understand exactly how that works. I was just randomly doing stuff.
Yeah, I can't think of a single game that had mini games in it that I actually enjoyed.
I mean, there
So
are
I mean,
some...
I've just never really been able to get into them. They always seem like they distract me from the actual game itself.
I mean, I like the mini games as long as I get to play them whenever I want, not when the game wants to.
Right.
There are some good mini games and some bad, but my opinion stands the same whether they're bad or good. I just want to play them whenever I feel to, not being forced to. That was one of the reasons I really didn't like about 7. Not saying the game is bad, because I enjoyed the story, the soundtrack, the combat system was also amazing. I mean, it's just really those small details that, I mean, could have been better implemented in the game.
Now, something about 7 I really did love was the whole materia system, about how you could level those up and upgrade them. Which, one of the reasons I like 9 so much is because they did it better. They extended it to your armor. You know, as you upgrade your armor, you get to keep those skills permanently and whatnot.
That's one of the reasons why I enjoy Final Fantasy 9 so much. I mean, it incentivates the players to use all kinds of armor. So basically,
it's actually worth keeping old armor.
Exactly. I mean, even if you have some kind of armor that is, you can say, probably weak in comparison to others, maybe some of their abilities that come into the armor will be most helpful, like stuff like auto regen, auto life, some abilities that make you immune to status effects, and among other things. I mean, there's so much in those abilities that work to make the game easier.
Yeah. Actually, you know, it's kind of odd that Type-0 never really had anything in terms of mini games. Because pretty much every game in the series up to a certain point has them.
I think that's something that maybe changed a bit when Squaresoft merged with Enix. I mean, Final Fantasy 12 doesn't have mini games either, as far as I remember, and Final Fantasy 13 wasn't that great in mini games either. So.
Oh, that's true. That one didn't really have any of them.
And damn, I just lost.
I guess you could say the side missions were kind of like your mini games. Or they took the place of it, that is.
And by the looks of it, Final Fantasy 15 doesn't have many mini games either. So.
Yeah, I had a bone to pick with them when they were talking about mini games, because they mentioned like 4 of them back to back. Right before they announced the little pinball game you get in 15. And the way they were talking, it made it sound like you got to play those 4 old mini games in 15, just updated. I'm like, oh no, it's just a new kind of mini game. I'm like, well, that's a little disappointing. Because, I mean, can you imagine playing Blitzball, an updated version of Blitzball on the PS4?
That would be amazing. Oh great. I have no long-range characters to attack that.
Does Queen have any lightning?
Yep, I stunned her. I'll just charge till I get Thundara, hopefully Thundaga. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, that was one of the examples we mentioned in the previous stream. Basically, there will be occasions where there are enemies outside of the map and you need to basically kill them to progress, and the only way to do it is using long-range attacks. And if you don't have magic like that or long-range characters, you're going to have a bad time. Because you most likely will be stuck in this area.
I think we should use that South Park meme if we're going to say you're going to have a bad time so much.
turn.
If you don't have a long-range user in each level for Final Fantasy Type-0, you're going to have a bad time.
And you probably need to restart the whole mission.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I really don't know how Square missed this little detail. I mean, not exactly game breaking, but it's literally mission breaking.
It's definitely an inconvenience that you'll run into multiple times if you don't think ahead.
Yeah, but imagine that you lose all your ranged characters, and you're only left with close range. That's not really your fault in terms of organizing your party. And where the hell is Jack? Another thing that I didn't really like about this game, I forgot to mention in the previous stream, is that your ally AI isn't that great. If you noticed at times, your characters are just standing still doing nothing in the middle of combat.
So,
Not sure if you noticed that before.
for nothing, I see.
I noticed it to a degree, but seemed as I leveled up, the AI of my characters got a little smarter. And also in general, they just did a good job of not dying, which was my biggest concern with having two AIs. I mean, because, you know, we both played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, and we know Goofy and Donald aren't always the best at staying alive. So my concern was that I would run into something like that with Type-0. Thankfully, I didn't.
To save as many men
But I don't know if you've played Rings of Fate, the Final Fantasy game, but in that one your AI starts off really stupid, but as you level up, they become more and more clever.
Well, that's good. But as for Type-0, I think the reason they don't die so easily is because, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just saying this based on experience, I think that your party members take less damage than you. So I think that's the reason they don't die so easily.
That would explain a lot.
I mean, I'm saying this because I remember facing enemies that would basically one-shot me, but whenever they would hit my party members, they would always remain alive with a small amount of health. So I think that's the reason. Like you said, that would explain a lot.
I remember right, up here where you're going, there's going to be a general who tends to go into that rage mode pretty easily.
That's why I'm using Jax, so I can kill him really fast. Actually, everyone seems to be on rage here.
And one thing I hate is whenever someone goes into rage mode, it's hard to use someone that is using guns. It seems like they always dodge bullets.
Lost. Yeah. And he's entering rage mode again. Damn it. Really?
Yeah, 7 was a character I used to use a lot, but it got to where the further I got in the game, the more easily confused I would get using his different moves. I don't know why that is. It seemed like I just had a hard time managing the move set.
Base interior secured. We have successfully retaken
I mean,
Pilgrim
she's a
Stronghold.
very good character for close-range combats, but although she has long-range attacks as well, it's really confusing because you really don't know how to perform them.
Respond.
I think that's the issue with
Where
7,
did that
at
emergency
least for me.
transmission come?
the...
White Thunder is headed for Togoret.
Good. Now we just need them to wait until he gets there, as General Kator planned. Inform the troops in Togoret.
Sir! Attention, all troops in Togoret! This is Kusabi!
You can get away with that!
Pull together!
Get ready. We're going to help you test this new model.
Red image. I'm coming for you.
Okay, let me just say that this is going to be a tough battle because I lost most of my ranged characters. I lost Ace, I lost Kaiser,
Unknown Magitech armor is moving quickly northwest
so
of the
it
base.
won't be easy.
It is preventing us from pursuing the retreating Imperial troops.
Having long-range magic used?
Sorry?
We need you to take care of the
Do you have any
unidentified
long-range magic?
Magitech armor immediately.
Long range magic I have, but... and I just lost another character. Well, I have to play. Hopefully it will be useful this time.
That was pretty sharp.
The enemy will just stand still. And while
As soon as he gets up, I would go ahead and throw up a wall.
Too slow.
they just lost Queen as well.
She won't last.
That's great.
You've gone far enough. Too slow.
Just lost 7 as well.
What are you
And
aiming
I'm
at?
running out of characters here.
The weather has turned against us. With this rain, fire spells won't be very effective. Lightning magic will be more effective.
That was close.
Oh, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
"11 casualties. Ouch. I was expecting this to be a little easier. And here's a ton of mega elixirs.
It's time. Your actions will also face reprisal.
Once again,
Coward!
I expected more of a fight.
It's right there! Come on! Hurry! Get away! Come on! Faster! Come on! Run!
I'm detecting a Lassie in the Togoret stronghold! It's a White Tiger Primus Lassie!
Not surprising. Contact all units headed inside the stronghold.
Cosine Red, headed for the Togoret stronghold!
Impossible! A head-on collision?
What in the world is the crystal trying to do?
Order all units to retreat.
Emergency transmission. Lord Shiryu is headed your way. If you're hearing this, fall back immediately. I repeat, withdraw from the front line at once.
So that's the Vermilion bird you see.
Guardian of the White Tiger Crystal. Tell me, is this the focus you have been given?
I have naught to say.
I see.
Although the Battle of Togoreth was definitively won by the Allied forces of Rubrum and Concordia, what was to be the first clash between l'Cie in 500 years resulted in the obliteration of Rubrum's proud city of Togoreth from Orience.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Is it true the Dominion is using a l'Cie in battle as well?
Yeah. I heard that's why the operation at Togoreth failed.
Then the rumors that Togoreth was wiped out?
It's true.
Unbelievable. He won't raise havoc here, will he?
As long as the crystal's under military control, the l'Cie can't do anything. Don't worry.
But you never know what l'Cie are thinking.
I only came to check on your status. Resume your duties.
Yes, sir. Engine 9's output is stable. Its patterns still don't match Circuit 7 exactly, but I believe we can get them closer.
That should be sufficient for supplying power to the prototype. What's the status on the link?
There's still a few issues before it can be controlled for an extended period.
I'll send some engineers from the steelworks. Fix it immediately.
Yes, sir.
That was one heck of a battle. Lots of casualties.
Oh yeah.
And basically a whole fortress destroyed.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, in that sense, it was almost like a stalemate.
Mm-hmm.
No one really got what they wanted.
And they'll never will now. I would like the game to provide more backstory on the l'Cies. I mean, the fact that the game was developed on the PSP didn't allow the game to be developed that way, but there's a lot of backstory that could have been implemented in the game. Just a shame that Square couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, I think also they're kind of hoping that people would also play the 13 series, because if you played any of that, you have a much better understanding of the sea.
That's a true point as well.
I mean, that's kind of lazy on their end, but that's probably what they were expecting.
I mean, to be honest, both Type-0 and Final Fantasy XIII were part of the Fabula and Nova Crystallis, so I guess Square was expecting that players who are playing Type-0 would also have played Final Fantasy XIII, so I mean, I can understand why Square did it, but that's not really an excuse to do it. But then again, like I said, this was developed on PSP, so there were a lot of the restrictions. I mean, in Japan, the game was split into 2 discs, so you can see how big this game was.
At ease.
Basically, the first disc was the chapter 1 and the last chapter, chapter 8, and the disc 2 was basically the rest. So when you basically in the HD remaster you have the opening every time that you start the game, right?
Right.
Basically, in your original PSP release, basically when you were using the second disc, that wouldn't happen because the opening was only included in the first disc.
You look well.
I actually wonder how much of that second disc they ended up using.
Okay, we're just talking about that the game doesn't explain what is a LSC. Basically, the game is explaining it now. I mean, that's not detailed, but at least gives you a hint. But as for what's included in the second disc, I think basically because when you look at it, basically all the side quests and world map missions and other stuff, all that was included in the second disc. Basically, the first disc only includes the first mission, the final dungeon, and all the CGI cutscenes. I mean, if you look at it, the opening is basic 6 minutes CGI, and the ending is also around that size. So the CGI cutscenes alone take a lot of space.
Yeah, that's quite a bit, especially when you compare it to like what was it, Crisis Core? I mean, it had several CG cutscenes, but none of them were long at all. I mean, they were like a minute and under.
Exactly, only the opening and the ending were bigger.
And those were like maybe 2 minutes, if that.
Probably. I think the ending was a bit longer. I think it's maybe 4 minutes. Not sure exactly.
Yeah, you're probably right about the ending.
But yeah, Crisis Core, at the time it was released, it was a really big game on PSP. It was outstanding in comparison to the rest. I still remember when I think it was when the PSP had just launched. I was looking at screenshots from Crisis Core and I was like, wow, this is just like the PlayStation 2. And it was amazing in comparison to the rest of the PSP titles.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I think Crisis Core came out the same time as Halo Reach. And when I actually got around to playing Halo Reach, like, people said it was such a good game, it had a great ending. I'm like, no, it's not that great. And my little brother's like, why don't you like Halo Reach? I'm like, because they copied Crisis Core. It's like the same ending, except Crisis Core did it better.
You sure like chocobos, don't you?
Is that weird?
Of course not. My little brother's a cadet. He really likes chocobos too. So much so that he even insisted on naming my chocobo. I actually came here today to see him, but he had to go on a mission at the very last minute. Elite cadets don't have it easy.
We do our duty as cadets.
You're very mature for your age. Unlike my brother. Can I ask, do you have any little brothers or sisters? Somehow you look like you do.
Maybe. I really don't know who's older, who's younger.
You don't know?
Well, all Mother told us was that we're brothers and sisters. Even if they are my siblings, they tend to get in my way.
I used to think that about my brother.
Used to?
Yeah. My brother was gifted enough to be an elite cadet. But he made me feel like a failure. So, I used to keep my distance from him.
And it's different now?
Yeah. After I realized that we're brothers. You know, real bona fide brothers.
It took that long?
Yes. Maybe I was a little slow. But I don't think you've realized it yet yourself. The thing about siblings is, no matter how differently they think or how annoying they are, they share a common destiny. It's the epitome of unfairness, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I wanted to be a brother to any of those people.
Someday you'll understand, too. When you have brothers and sisters, that means that you're not alone. It's not like having a friend or a sweetheart. The bond is more gritty, you know? Kinda awkward, but comforting at the same time. It's not just because you're related. And it's not just from spending a long time living together. Well, that's my fear. Anyway.
So, what does the bond come from, then?
It comes from having to face our respective fates alongside each other. At least that's what I think. But hey, why am I going on like this? I guess I just needed someone to talk to, since I didn't get to talk to my brother. Thank you for standing in for my brother.
Hey, what's your name?
Izana. Izana Kunagiri.
I like how this cutscene is almost hinting at the game's end.
Yeah, it kind of does.
And it also gives us another side of Ace, because for the whole game you see Ace as a nice guy, but here it just looks like he doesn't like his brothers and sisters. And that's something completely different from how you see him throughout the game.
Yeah, I really did like how they portrayed the whole family aspect between the class here. I thought they did a pretty good job of it. Yeah, I mean, you see some of them get along, but you also see the conflicts that go through with each other. Just made it more believable to me.
Exactly. I'm just getting to meet some characters, getting some items as well.
Can I help you?
You're here to pick on me, aren't you? Aren't you?
What? I don't think we even know each other.
You didn't like how I looked at you or something like that. That's why you're picking on me.
Hey, lower your voice. You're making a scene.
Ah! You just told me not to make a scene. You told me to stop talking, to stop breathing.
You're exaggerating.
You didn't come here to pick on me. You came here to kill me. Well then, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens!
What? Hey!
Oh wait, this one's not ready yet. Ah! I'll be back for you!
Huh?
What was that all about?
Lots of characters here, I see.
It was a really random moment, to be honest.
I've met people similar to that.
I also like the fact that they picked King and Seven precisely for that cutscene. I think the only character that would probably be better than Seven was 6. No, it's not. What's her name again? The girl with the sight.
Scythe.
Scythe, exactly. I think that cutscene would only be more epic with Scythe instead of 7.
Probably because Scythe would attack her.
Probably.
Like Scythe, she don't take no crap.
Hello.
Which I don't know if you've read the manga prequel to Type-0. There's actually a scene or two where Scythe and 9 are butting heads over who's stronger. They just about do get into a fight.
And who wins?
Oh no, I said just about. They don't actually fight. It gets broken up at the last second.
Oh, okay.
Which sucks because I wanted to see that happen.
I would like to see that happen as well. I mean, that would be fun as hell.
Yeah, my money would have been on Scythe winning.
I agree. There is. For me, it's always so confusing, the names of the characters, because I mean, in the end, basically Deuce means 2, Trey means 3, Cutter means 4. It's so confusing, so that's why I said 6 instead of 6. I didn't even know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, see, at first I thought they were basing their names all off of the Spanish number system, but some of them are just a little too different for them all to be based off of that.
I think it's not Spanish. I think it's maybe Roman, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe it's a mix of different cultures of how they pronounce it.
I mean, I know how to pronounce them because they are similar to my own language.
The medications are not working. Your symptoms have gotten worse.
How much time do I have left?
I can't say, but perhaps you'd best begin saying your goodbyes. I heard from my predecessor that you want to fight on the battlefield as a cadet until the very end.
Yes. If I'm not going to recover, then I don't want to just lie in bed waiting to die.
Then you'll need to submit your request on paper. I'm giving you a new prescription to take every morning. Just so you know, you may experience intense pain at night.
Yes, I understand.
Dismissed. You have another question?
Could I ask you not to tell anyone in Class 0 that I'm sick?
Oh, that's no problem. Personal information on cadets is strictly confidential. I won't tell anyone.
There's
Hi.
Some dialogue here. Here's another discussion explaining what LSC is. I mean, the game gives you explanation, but you actually need to find it. It's not something they just tell you via cutscenes or anything like it. Let's do this. The first mission of Chapter 3.
At ease. At ease.
All right! We mustn't falter.
Good work. Good work.
Okay. Let's do this. The first mission of Chapter 3.
At ease. At ease.
All right! We mustn't falter.
So I can just use the airship now. At least that is the impression I got. Maybe not. That's odd, the game.
I think it's kind of funny how they try to tell you, it's like, oh, well, if we drop you off in the airship, we can't pick you up. I'm like, that's really never a big deal at all.
Mm-hmm. It's just that it's sent for story purposes.
We're counting on you.
Good luck to you. Good luck.
I think this isn't the infiltration mission, right? Well,
I don't know.
My characters level up a lot from that experience I earned in class. I mean, that's what I was saying in the previous streams. Basically, you earn a lot of experience. I mean, my characters were like level 11, 12, 13 maybe, and now all of them all are 14, 15, 16, just from participating in class. But I think this is the infiltration mission, if I'm not mistaken. Another thing I probably need to do before the next stream is basically catch some chocobos so I can pretty much avoid the random encounters.
Yeah.
Like we were talking before about the fact that this one just includes the first chapter in the last dungeon. I mean, the fact that it doesn't include the world map explains a lot. I mean, the world map is huge. And that alone must take a lot of space in the small PSP disc. UMD disc. If I'm not mistaken, PSP games only, at least for each disc, only have around 1.5 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's not a lot.
I think as far as I'm aware, I mean, like I said before, I played the PSP version, and in order to do that, I had to basically, let's just say, I knew about the file sizes, and Type-0 was nearly 3 gigabytes. So I'm guessing that maybe 1.5 for each disc.
Well, I would think the UMDs would be a little bigger because, kind of like how whenever you plug in a flash drive to a computer, you never get to use every single megabyte. Some of it's reserved. So I would guess each UMD is probably about 2 gigs. Because also when you look at the other Final Fantasy games on PS1 that had multiple discs, they never used the entirety of that last disc.
And I might as well just let the characters die. I mean, I have no chance here. They always flee after they kill 3 party members. By the way, do I start the mission with just 9 characters?
It's all up to you.
And that's basically the result of a clash between 2 Lucy. Primary Lucy. And I managed to get the Chocobo. I should be using that other Chocobo so I can make running around the world map a lot easier. This plan is really annoying. You can only pretty much do damage when he's about to attack you.
Planes I used to have a hard time with if I wasn't using a shooter, like Kaken.
Almost there. Really? Finally. And no, I don't want to fight again. That plan already took enough of my time. I don't think think this is in the infiltration mission. If it's not this one, then it's the next. Doing that much damage. The enemies here are still a bit too powerful for me. And I think I don't have anyone with thunder magic.
Actually, this would probably be a good chance to use Sync, considering the enemy is very slow moving.
Leave this to me.
So let's see if I can do it. He doesn't do that much damage either. I mean, it's a lot more than Hater, that's for sure, but...
Take care of the rest. It's about time.
Another little trick that I'll be doing later in the game, there's a cave that's basically full of behemoths. Basically there's a lot of treasure chests in there, and there's a high chance that you get really powerful weapons for your characters. Not exactly ultimate weapons, but really powerful. I don't know if you know about that route.
I haven't been into that dungeon. When I was trying to get powerful weapons, I was basically replaying previous missions to get higher scores to win the weapons.
Yeah, but this method is a lot easier. You can easily get really powerful weapons for pretty much anyone in like maybe half an hour, depending on your luck. It's a little trick that I'll show later in the game. So I'll use my low level characters, so I'll start. It's not here that I choose, I just need to pick everyone. Now it's here that I've picked the characters with low level, so I just pick these three.
Class 0, commencing maneuvers. Good luck.
Rest up.
Unit 13 here. We're beginning our diversion tactic.
Actually, I don't think this is the infiltration mission. Because the infiltration mission basically starts when you talk with a guy that's in disguise, and he takes you basically to the Empire. And this is not the case, so...
Yeah, that makes sense way later in the game.
Yeah, it's because I know it's chapter 3, so I wasn't sure if it was the first mission or the second.
We'll take care of the surface units. Class 0, just follow the plan.
Just checking if there are any items here. Basically, that's a dumb question. I can just check them out. No, there's no treasures here. hate these enemies. They're so hard to see in this
That's the
area.
controller. That's the magicite.
It's just a small thing on the floor. So hard to see.
2 more locations. Hurry!
We encountered the Imperial Army sooner than expected. Commencing attack!
And 8 runs really fast. I think he's the fastest character in the game. It makes
Yeah, I
things
guess that
easier.
kind of makes it for the fact his attacks are so short range.
Yeah, and it's a really useful character when you have those timed missions. You can actually move around much faster than other characters. Imagine doing those time missions and you had to use Jack. That would be terrible. If I'm not mistaken, they reused that asset from Crisis Core.
We didn't plan for this many. We won't last long. Hurry!
I'm not exactly sure, but I think that was also used in the chapter when Jack was in the Zack was in the sewer searching for Genesis in Crisis Core.
Only 1 more location. Keep going. Enemy movements are beyond expectation. Hurry, position the magicite.
Your turn.
Step aside. Hitting these enemies is very hard with 8. Makes the job a lot faster.
Yeah. What I really like about King is because of how fast his attacks are and how rapid they are. You can always hit that critical section.
Yeah, but it makes it much easier in characters like Gator or Prey. Not to mention that his dodge roll, I think it's one of the fastest in the game. I mean, you can pretty much repeat it very fast. Especially after you unlock an ability that basically allows you to do this over and over without stop. For example, that's what I use in that cave full of behemoths. I just use King and dodge pretty much every attack they throw at me.
This is Unit 13. What is Class 0 doing?
They're in the waterway. They need more time. That's
Magicite. Magicite in place. Now head for the enemy's central command. Operation depends on you. Occupy the enemy's central command ASAP.
We're already over an hour, so we continue for more 30 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, by then we should finish with this mission anyway.
Stop!
Probably.
We have no choice. We'll have to force activate the Magicite.
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying, this level kind of reminded me of Crisis for All State. Because they're, I think it's like the Pipes and Steel level or whatever. I think that's when you first start running into the monsters with Genesis face on it, or Angeal's face.
Yep. And here's the timer.
Ask Central Command for backup!
I can't. Our communications have been down since we lost power.
Damn it! So that's what they were after.
You still get great at times. And the camera is always a problem with Dragon Age. This is one thing that Square should really address. I mean, it's not just for Type-0. Kingdom Hearts also suffer from that as well. I just hope that Final Fantasy 15 doesn't get kind of issue. Yet. Check. There's a treasure here somewhere. And why the hell isn't Rem killing 8?
I think he's dead.
He is now, but he wasn't before. Just check where this goes. I'll just ignore the enemy for now. Since I have limited time as well. I better have third party as well. What can that do? summons are just so irritating. I mean, magic is the only real option, not exactly the only one, but the most convenient, and yet the game doesn't give you that much MP to perform these attacks often. I mean, when there aren't any enemies around and there's a large space, I mean, performing these attacks is really easy, but in closed spaces, not so much.
Alright.
And characters like King, for example, that don't have much MP. You perform a magic attack like maybe 2 or 3 times and you're out of MP. I mean, it's a similar...
I guess it's kind of like when you're trying to choose between a range fighter and a close range fighter. You kind of have to do that also when you're choosing between magic users and non-magic users, or like those who specialize in it. You need to keep in mind who's really more catered to that.
This MP issue, I think it's something that's also present in Final Fantasy 12, because, like I said before, magic in Final Fantasy 12 isn't really that useful, and it costs a lot. And you really don't get much MP in terms of... you get MP at save points, but save points are really rare to find. So MP in Final Fantasy 12 is mostly used only for healing.
Hard enough just dealing with the monsters.
At least in my case. And summons are useless, so there's really no point in using MP to summon Eidolons. But that's something that I think Square learned with Final Fantasy 12, and that's why it's different in Final Fantasy 13. Not sure about 15 because I have not played the demo, at least with the summons, with the episode to Sky.
Yeah, I did get a chance to play the demo, and from what I remember, you can actually summon unless you're very low in health, and then it gives you the option to do it.
So it's like a limit break from Final Fantasy 8, for example, but to summon Eidolons instead.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Though I can't wait to see what other summons we get other than Ramu and Titan.
I just hope there's Bahamut. I mean, if there's no Bahamut, I'll be very mad.
See, what I'm wanting more than a Bahamut is Alexander.
That one too. I also want Alexander. But as for other popular summons like Ifrit or Shiva, I wouldn't really be that mad if they weren't present in the game, but Bahamut and Alexander are 2 summons that I really want to be in Final Fantasy 15.
I wonder if we're ever going to see some of the more oddball summons, like the ones from 6, because 6 had a large amount of summons. A good bit of that list you never see again in the Final Fantasy series. Like one of them was basically a giant whale.
I mean, that happens often. I mean, Final Fantasy has its own standard summons, and then there's just a few that are particular to each game. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 9, for example. You have a Phoenix. You have how's it called? I can't remember now. Atomos. I mean, as far as I remember, it really isn't used in other Final Fantasies. In Final Fantasy 10 you have Balfour, Ixion, Anima. Yojimbo is also exclusive to Final Fantasy 10 as well.
Yeah, Yojimbo is probably my favorite one in 10.
For me, it's Anima. I mean, Anima is... it's really powerful, and you can almost say scary, because really, if you look at that, ouch. Especially overdrive attack.
Right.
Although for some reason Square decided to make the Mago Sisters the most powerful summon in 10. It's just a shame that you can't control their attacks.
Yeah. And the Magnus Sisters I actually like a little more in 4. Really just because that's when I first was introduced to them. I like their designs a little better.
There's some pressure around here. Let's just begin this first. That was very damaging.
Enemy sighted! Commencing attack!
Now there's some treasure around here. Oh, there it is. And this is the last map, so I think we're close to the end of the mission. And speaking of summons, that's one thing that I really don't use a lot in this game. I mean, sacrificing a character just to perform a summon, I don't really think it's worth it, in my opinion. I mean, reviving a character is really hard. You need a raise, which costs a lot of MP. And if you don't have raids, you have to use Phoenix's Down, which are also very rare, so I really don't see the point, unless you're talking about Odin, because he has the ability to basically one-shot the enemy. And this mission is going along much better than the previous one. I think we only lost 8 so far.
Yeah, we've definitely not had many casualties.
But then again, the mission is probably a lot easier. If you notice, the last mission of each chapter is usually the hardest mission. So it makes sense why I'm having a much easier time this time around. I also leveled up quite a bit with that all experience I got in class, so... I think it's the last area.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Before they have power again.
I think here we just shoot down a couple mechs.
Take out their commander immediately.
Well, we need to get the enemy there.
hell's going on?
Back nearby units! This area must not fall!
And mission complete.
Well done.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, just lost 8. Was the only character.
Yep.
And I got to blame Ram for it. I mean, she had more than enough time to heal him. I get to blame the AI for that. And a ton of mega elixirs again. I really wish other games in the series would give me as much mega elixirs as this one.
Your Excellency, a report from the O9. They have located the target in Lorica and activated number 3. We estimate it to be under our full control by 1100 tomorrow morning.
So, it's finally come. Inform Kunmi we will no longer be requiring her inferior services.
Pyramans 842 RG. The Militesi Empire excavated the Black Tortoise crystal from the ruins of Lorica and placed it under military control. All Lorican Alliance territories were now occupied by the Militesi Empire, coming under complete control of the Imperial forces. This news spread quickly to the far reaches of Orience, sending shockwaves throughout all of Rubrum and the Kingdom of Concordia.
Okay, so I'll just talk with some people to get some items, probably unlock some cutscenes, but that's all we'll do for today now.
Yeah, I think today is a good stopping point. And for anyone listening, if you'd like to hear more Final Fantasy discussions, we suggest that you subscribe to the Final Fantasy Union podcast. We can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And please be sure to leave your thoughts in the chats below. We'd be happy to listen to your feedback. We'll start this stream again tomorrow at Sunday at 1 p.m.
Eastern time, right?
Central time.
Sorry, I always make a mistake on that. And for those that live in UK, basically at 7 p.m. I'm saying UK because that's for the people that speak English. But for everyone else, just check the time zone. But yeah, we did some really good progress today. We finished the mission, last mission from Chapter 2. We already completed the first mission from Chapter 3. So we're nearly done with Chapter 3 and probably start Chapter 4 tomorrow, depending on our luck. And probably not.
Yeah, I think we're making some. I think we're making some good progress, though.
I was saying about the chapter 4, but since it's just 1 hour, I really don't think it will happen. We'll probably just finish chapter 3. But still, that's some really good progress, considering the game just has 8 chapters.
Which later on chapters will have multiple missions.
Yeah, we have multiple side missions that we'll probably do some.
Well, in that case, are we ready to end the stream?
Sorry?
In that case, are we ready to end the stream for today?
You're nearly done, just doing a few cutscenes here.
Alright.
Wow. What a big dude.
Sink. You know that it's not polite to make comments on people's physical attributes out loud.
What? But I remember Seiss once told me, anyone can see that you're flaky.
What? Well, the bond between those in Class 0 is special. And essentially what that means is...
I don't mind at all.
Whoa! You hurt me? I'm sorry.
I'm not angry.
Even so, there's no excuse for saying what we said. Please forgive our rudeness.
Your apology is accepted. I am Reed.
I'm Sink. This is Trey. Nice to meet you.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Lorican blood runs through my veins. That is the reason I am such a big dude.
Lorica? Wait, didn't Lorica...
Yes. It has fallen to the Empire.
Milites must pay for what it has done. Let us work together to avenge your homeland.
I'm sorry, but I have no interest in vengeance. I fight to stop the bloodshed, and for the future of those I care about. That is all.
Wow, this guy's kinda cool.
Yes. He has strong convictions.
One thing that I found odd about these characters that they can recruit is that they don't affect the outcome of the game.
According to my theory, this should be right. Maybe I need more samples. Would you not sneak up on me like that? That's Class 0 for you. I'm Kazusa. I guess you could say I'm a researcher with the Armory Guild. Pleased to meet you. Oh, right. I've been wanting to talk to you Class 0 kids. Would you come with me? I know you're busy. So just stop by when you have time. I'd love to see any member of Class 0. So please tell your classmates.
But, like I was saying, basically you can recruit these characters, but they'll have no influence in the story whatsoever. I think that's just a bit pointless. For example, I know you didn't play Mass Effect, but basically your decisions affect the outcome of the game and characters that you can recruit to your party. So I guess Square could have done a bit better job here. At least if they're giving us the option to recruit characters.
Yeah.
What's up?
there's a cutscene there, but I need to switch to either Machina or Ram. You can still do that, right?
Yes, you can.
Since it's just a cutscene, so you can get this out of the way before the next stream. Oh, there's the cactuar. And didn't drop anything. Oh, it did. We'll see Venus crystal. That's something.
Rem!
There's something caught in my throat.
Rem.
What's wrong? You look so serious.
Come on. Please. Just tell me the truth.
What?
Your illness. How sick are you?
I'm not sick. Oh, you mean my coughing? It's nothing.
Stop it! You don't have to tell anyone else, but please, tell me!
Really? It's nothing.
Why won't you tell me? Is it because you don't trust me?
What? Machina, you worry too much. I'm fine, really. Oh, it's time for our drill. See you there.
Damn it, Rem. You're so hard-headed. And you're such a bad liar.
Okay, so I'll just check the classroom and we'll end the stream for today.
Alright.
There's probably some classes. Yeah, I was right. Just get these out of the way real quick. Yes, you can skip the cutscenes. I mean, after a while they'll just do the same thing over and over. Yeah, we saw this one about Lucy before. Okay, there's nothing here, just check outside.
Huh?
I don't think there's anything here. There's probably just a cutscene place there, but we can do that next stream. Okay, so we'll end the stream for today, guys. So be sure to check us tomorrow for more 1 hour of Final Fantasy Type-0 HD.
Yep, we'll see y'all later.
See ya.